boss કેમ છે થાય?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to Swift Bangalore's online meetup. So, yeah, I think we can get started. Keeping in mind that November is filled with festivals and everybody kind of visits their natives, and we didn't want everyone to miss this event, and we also didn't want to miss organizing it. So, that is where we came up with this online meetup. It feels really good to see you all participating, and hope everybody did enjoy Deepavali, belated Deepavali wishes, and yeah. Let's quickly go through the agenda for today's session. So we have two sessions lined up for today. The first one being Practical ML with iOS by Manish Pandey. Then we'll have a half an hour break followed by Siri Shortcuts by Sujata Sham. And we will be closing our session by 4:15. Yes, starting off with our first session, let me please invite Manish Pandey for a session on practical ML with iOS. So he has been part of Practo and currently he's a freelance iOS developer. Yes, Manish, so all yours. Please take over.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for organizing this event. I hope everyone can hear me. I am a bit not feeling well, so my sound may not be clear. Sometimes I might sneeze in between, so apologies in advance. And yeah, so this session is going to be mostly about coding and integrating the machine learning frameworks in your application. It won't be like a full-on theoretical class on machine learning. So we are just going to explore the technical advancements available inside the Apple ecosystem. We will definitely have the demos for various tools and technologies such as computer vision and natural language, speech, etc. Right? And then we will also have a code walkthrough how you can make use of uh, these technologies in your applications. We would also have examples like how Apple uses machine learning in their applications. There are already like many third-party vendors who have integrated machine learning into their applications. So I hope it is going to be very easy and entertaining session. We will also have a short Q&A session maybe at the end. So just wait for the session to complete, then we will have it sort of one by one. All right, is everything ready? So should I start presenting?
Yes, Manish, please go ahead. Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll open up few things. So I'll start sharing my screen. Let me know when it is visible. Okay, where it is. All right, so I'll just play those slides. Let's go from the beginning. So, as you guys already have got my introduction, my name is Manish. I have been building mobile apps since 8+ years, and I have worked with the various technologies in the mobile ecosystem. Today, uh, I'll be demoing you the machine learning practical use cases in your iOS application. So, what you can expect from this session, a short intro on machine learning, very specific to iOS, and then technologies and tools that are available in the Apple ecosystem and various frameworks that are available. Then we will also have a short demo how you can build your own model for using in your iOS application. We will also have a demo on integrating your own custom model in your iOS application, and then I will share a couple of useful links with you guys. So when you leave this meeting, probably go out and visit all those links and learn further things from machine learning systems. All right. So uh, moving forward. Uh, So, as you might have already seen somewhere in with respect to machine learning technologies and tools, how they work. So, essentially, the job here is to train an algorithm with a set of data so that whenever next time I feed it with certain questions, or maybe whenever I feed it with some queries, it will respond me with a certain answer. So it could be right and wrong depending on how it has been trained or how well the algorithm performs. But the original use case here is to make the machine understand a certain things that would be expected from it to answer. So a good example would be, let's say, for example, I have a certain routine that I'm following. Let's say for a month, I would be a regular routine would be like 9 to 5 office timings, and excuse me. What is the shortcut for muting? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I just had to take some water. All right. So, as I was saying, a general example would be, let's say I have certain routine that I follow over the month, whether it could be like going to office and then having my breakfast at certain time, and then having a doctor checkup after a certain period of time. So I can train a model which can have regular data fed through one application, and then it could suggest me few things based on my routine. So one of the example would be, maybe let's say if I have diabetes, so the application could suggest me the checkup based on my availability and slots, and how my routine have been, right? So this is one general use case. There are many, of course. Okay. So there are three main types of machine learning approach that has been introduced so far. Uh, Supervised learning is where we like feed the machine with certain labels, and there is unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. Inside the supervised learning, we would uh, give a specific data with a label. So let's say, for example, there is a dog's picture and I'm training a model to identify different types of animals. So I will provide the dog's picture with a label of type dog to the machine. And it will have obviously different types of animals and with specific labels to it. Then coming to unsupervised learning, here we are not going to use any type of label. So the job of the algorithm would be to find any kind of relationship or any kind of pattern in the data, and based on that, it will make a prediction. Then there is uh, reinforcement learning. So you might have used some sort of chatbots, automated IVR system, etc. So based on the input that you would be providing to that system, it will be making the predictions. So the job of the reinforcement learning algorithm is to have a sort of data set, and then it will iterate through multiple times, where as a agent I would be sort of checking its answers, and I can either reward or penalize its answer. So for example, let's say I'm building a chatbot. So I would be asking a couple of questions to that chatbot after having it fed through a large data set, and the answer that the chatbot would be providing me, I can either make it as a correct or incorrect answer, right? All right. So currently in Apple devices, there are built-in frameworks for computer vision, natural language, and speech recognition, etc. Apple also has like very powerful hardware ecosystem. So a lot of the algorithms that require real-time GPU processing are making use of metals and then Apple GPU chips. So as I have already discussed, so one of the core technologies behind the Apple ML system are computer visions and then natural language, speech, sound analysis. And CreateML is the tool which is used for uh, generating a custom model, for training a custom model, and Xcode, as we all know, that it is used for uh, integrating the models and building iOS applications. Starting with computer vision, uh, just a minute. So starting with a computer vision framework is just a sort of system developed for working with images. So either you have a single image or you have a video. Video is essentially also a sequence of images. So video would have, let's say, certain frames, and all of those frames represent a single image, right? So what we can do with those data is we can analyze the objects in the image. We can detect the human faces, animal faces, and let's say if someone is playing golf in that video, we can also identify the trajectory of the ball, where it is going. And then we can you might have used the camera app in your iPhone, where you can identify the text, and you can also detect barcodes and general human face tracking, as well as the pose. Uh, there is also, I guess, one healthcare application where they would be teaching you yoga online, and then based on your poses, they can detect what type of yoga you have been doing. All right, so we will start with the first demo here. We will have a couple of demos for both vision, NLP, and uh, speech. So starting with the first one, I will just show you how this works, and then we can go through the code and well, let's see how to integrate this, right? So NLP vision. So I'll just run the demo here. So this is the easiest one. I'll start with the easy so that uh, like we have an understanding how the system works. There are three general patterns for integrating the vision framework into your application. We will go through the code one by one. All right, so one important thing I forgot to mention here, that would be, I would suggest everyone to mostly use their iPhone for uh, most most of the vision related work, or any other ML related work that you would be doing, because the predictions on the simulator could be very different. In many cases, the frameworks require GPUs to be set up, and yeah, so let's see one example with simulator, then I'll try to present others on my iPhone. All right, so this is a very long text, and as I feed it the
Hey Manish,
image.
excuse me, Manish.
Manish,
I think
yes.
your screen is not visible if you're sharing Xcode.
Okay, I'll do one thing, I'll share the window. Let me know when you see the Xcode. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible.
All right, perfect.
Yes, Manish. Yep, we're able to see that.
All right, so I will just do one thing. I'll just restart this app once again. So I'll click on this image thing and I'll select one text image. I've just taken the screenshot for the lorem ipsum, and within few uh, seconds or microseconds, it will read the entire text, and we can go through the entire text. So this is a very basic example of using vision framework in your application. Is This functionality is called OCR. You might have used it with maybe OpenCV or any other frameworks, but this works very like very fast in vision. So I hope everyone has gone through this once. At least you might have used the camera app or something. Let's see how to integrate this. Actually, the integration part is very interesting. You would find it very easy. So the code is very simple. I have used a very generic UI kit sample. So what I have done is I have created one image view. I have added one button on just behind the image view, and I have added a text view just beneath the image view for representing the result that we would be seeing. So now jumping to the view controller's code. As soon as I would tap on the image button, it will present the image picker, and inside the delegate here, I would assign the input image, and then uh, I would just maybe I should have renamed the function. Here it says barcode, but initially we are recognizing the text. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a request. So the request is going to have a general options that we can set up. One of those is algorithm revision. So over the time, Apple will be changing their algorithms. So by default, it will be set up to use the latest, and then we can also set it manually. For example, I have set it 1. You can set it set it 1, 2, or 3, whatever is available or the things you may need. All right. Now the recognition level comes where we can say the system to either use the fast mode or accurate mode. So accurate mode is going to be little bit slower because it would run through multiple iterations. It will make sure that it doesn't miss any extra points that could mean something else when it is represented. And now this part comes where I was saying that most of the like some very critical vision applications don't work on simulator, and by default it will run on GPU only. So you need to make sure when you are running on simulator uh, you make use of CPU only. This is going to be a bit slow, but just for the uh, presentation purpose I have made sure that this is present for you. Now so we have created a request. Now we will create a handler. So the job of the handler is to perform any request. So we will feed the data to the handler and the request number of the requests to be performed. So here I'm performing only one request. I can give it multiple requests, maybe recognize barcode and then something else, right? So this is going to be presented as a array of data. And once uh, this is performed, I can look up for the result in my request. So based on the type of request, so the data available in results would be also different. So here I am getting the result of type text observation, VN recognized text observation, and the text observations, all of the results would have a top candidate. So there will be an array of result, and so inside that array of result, we will have top candidates from each array, and then we will map it to be joined in a single string, and that string will be represented as a whole text. All right. So this is how easy it is. Just 2 to 3 steps, and then you are done with the integration. Very generic use case. Now I'll do one thing. I'll just connect my phone with this, and then I'll continue presenting. Just give me a moment. Alright, so I will start sharing my screen now. I see it here, and I hope you guys can see my screen now. So I'll start with the second vision demo. Now this demo is prepared for recognizing the animals. So currently there are the vision framework only supports two animal recognition, that is cat and dog. And after some time we will do one thing, we will create our own model for recognizing elephants and other animals. So that is going to be interesting. For now I'll just show you how you can make use of your devices to recognize uh, cat and dog. So this is going to run just fine on simulator. I think I have tested it on simulator. I'll just run it on simulator, and other demos I will run on my iPhone. So as you can see, I'm presenting the list of animals that are supported currently, and that is cat and dog. If I select a picture of, let's say, uh, dog, then it is going to label it as a dog. If I change the picture to a cat, it is going to represent, like, label the answer as a cat. If I have, let's say, multiple animals in one picture, it is going to return me two different labels for that. In some cases, it doesn't work properly. For example, for this image, it doesn't recognize the cat, and that may be like have to do with the simulator hardware or something. But yeah, let's just see how the integration works. So everything else is just the same setup and the same code as per the previous example. The interesting part comes here, where we change the request type. So now the request is of type VN recognize animal request. Earlier we had text request. Now we have animal request. The handler is again same. We are feeding it with one image, and then we would be performing the animal recognition request on the handler. And the result is now interesting. The result is now of type object observation, where we would be getting labels. Earlier we were getting uh, an array of result, and each item in that array had one property of a function of top candidate, which returned a set of texts with top observation. Now we have labels, a list of labels. So by default, we are selecting the first label, and the each label has a property of identifier. So identifiers are nothing but cat or dog. And we will join, let's say we have multiple labels as a result, then we will be joining them together. And finally, we will be assigning the found animals observation to the result label, which you see it here, right? And here at the bottom, I am just adding the map of all the supported animals, and if there are none, it would be nil. In this case, there are actually only two. Maybe if you want to see, I can show you here. So this is just a enum. Currently, we have dog and cat available, which was added in iOS 13. So far, it hasn't been updated. But it's just interesting actually to see how the computer automatically can figure out uh, an object or an living thing in an image. Maybe let's say, for example, an interesting part here would be if you're building up a security system, right? So you have uh, images of your family members. You can train a custom model with all of your family members, images, videos, etc. So uh, you can integrate a live facial detection method at your door, so that the door will only be opened by your family members. Others cannot open the door, others cannot get into your house. So this is one of the interesting use case where you can install this. Currently, most of the houses make use of biometric or physical locks, which you can open up with the keys or maybe can be spoofed. So there are very advanced use cases like making use of the retina of your eyes. Those things would uh, get into very advanced uses of computer vision. But I'm just giving you a general idea how you can extend this to learn further things, right? Okay, now let's go to one more example. So you might have used barcodes a lot. I know nowadays in India we make payments using barcodes, and then we scan a lot of barcodes, and the we whenever we buy a product, it will also have certain barcode on it representing the product's ID, etc. Right? You might have visited some mall where you would have bought 10 to 15 items, and you would have seen the guy won't be checking each and every product's uh, list through it. It will just scan uh, by a barcode. Okay, why my system is going blank? Okay, what's happening? Okay, I'm sorry. Suddenly the system went blank. Now I think it's visible. Yeah. So the barcodes have like multiple categories. One simple would be line barcode, and then we have a QR code, uh, which we see at the stalls. So there are ways, like there is a CI filter for creating a QR code, and then in computer vision we have a provision for scanning the barcode. So we will see how this is done. I'll just feed a image to this barcode recognizer, and it will find out. Okay, there is a breakpoint. So this is a QR code, and this QR code was created with a simple text called QR code. This is a QR code, nothing fancy. And then we have a barcode. It also has the string. This is a barcode. One interesting point here is maybe the issue is with the mapping, how I am just considering all of the results and same. So that's why you would see the it being printed 3 times. So maybe we can add a check here and filter out the duplicate results here. Now let's come back to the code. So far, all the UI related setups are same, nothing fancy. Uh, the interesting part comes here when we create the request. Again, the request has been changed to detect barcode request. So we have seen text recognize request. We have seen uh, animal detect recognize request. Now we are seeing barcode detect request, right? And here I am using the second revision of this algorithm. The third revision, for some reason, it is not properly documented and it doesn't work properly. I have tested it on simulator and on iPhone. Maybe you guys can check it with some latest beta or something. If it works, fine, let me know. Otherwise, we will continue using the second revision. Same thing with the simulator. You need to make sure to make it true, and then you can create a handler with the image, and the handler would perform an array of requests. All are same. The only thing changes here would be this time we will have a result of UN barcode observation. So this array would create a property of type having a payload string value. So this is going to contain the string from the barcode. So if there are multiple barcodes available in one image, this result obviously is going to be an array of multiple of those, right? And then we are just joining the entire result in one string. Nothing fancy. So far, everything else looks good. Now let's do one thing. Yeah, I think, yeah, now we have seen, I guess, enough demos of vision framework. Maybe, do I have something else? Recognize animal. What is this? Okay, this is same thing. Then there would be a custom model. Okay, yeah, I just want to show you. I didn't prepare a demo for this, but I just want to show you one very very interesting feature. So if you see this image, and the first thing that will come to your mind is this cat. So the face of this cat, or you would say like this particular area, right? And when you come back and see the thumbnail, you would be seeing just this much of area. So what Apple Photos is doing in the background is it is running the saliency request on this image, and that request will return one rectangle. So that rectangle is going to be represented as the kind of thumbnail for this image. So this is one of the very interesting features. As you can see, like you could also apply custom filters if you have, let's say, the area available with you, and then uh, maybe highlight that, and then uh, create a different background around it. You can do a hell lot of things with this, but just giving you an example use case of the saliency feature. All right, now we are done with the vision demo. Now coming to one of the most interesting part is natural language. So we we would have used a lot of chatbots. We would be using a lot of messaging frameworks and WhatsApp, etc. We also have used keyboards which suggest us what to type next, right? All of those come into this framework, natural language. So the main job of this framework is to understand the natural language or text that user has provided, and then take out the meaning out of it, right? Let's say, for example, uh, if I am trying to communicate to a chatbot wh- which has been trained in various languages, and I only know, for example, Hindi, or maybe I only know uh, Kannada, right? So I would be entering all of the text in my local regional language, and then at the back end, the system can translate all of those queries into its own understanding, and then respond back in my native language, right? So this is one of the general use case, and you might have also used Chat GPT. How does Chat GPT work? So the mm, the core area where ChatGPT shines is you have given it some sort of query. Let's say you want to you have a contract with your client, and they have sent you 3-4 pages of that contract, and you can just copy the entire text and give it to any LLM, and then ask questions that you might have mind, whether it has a certain clauses that prevents me for doing certain type of job, like all of those things. And then that model can run on that data and find out the answers for you, right? So this is going to be like, this is one of the very advanced use cases, and we are just now going to look into some of the very general use cases, just to understand how the system works. All right, I will open up. Yes, so I just now I told uh, how would I know what language this text has been written in, right? So what the system can do, it can run through the words that has been provided as an input, and then it can try to find relatable meaning out of it. So for example, the languages have certain identification on which a model can be trained, and then that model would be able to identify what type of language it is, right? So I will just run it on my phone. Maybe let's give it some time to run. Yes. All right. So by default, if I have added the text, this is English as an input, and if I try to find out what type of language it is going to respond as EN. So EN is a sort of identifier for English language. Let's try with Japanese. I'll comment out English. So now the input text is in Japanese. I can try to find out the identifier for it would be JA, that is for Japanese. Let's try out for Hindi. Mhm. Now, yeah, so the input text is in Hindi. If I try to find out the language, I will press on find out, and the answer would be HI. So HI is the identifier for Hindi language. Uh, let's see the code. Okay, so the code now, the situation changes a little bit. Okay, earlier we had a request and we had couple of options in the request. Then we had a handler. So handler was performing all the requests that we were giving to the system, and then at the end of it we had an array of results. So here things are changing a little bit. Now we are having a recognizer, and then that recognizer could be fed in with the text. So here I am feeding it the text that has been given as an input here, and I would ask it to process it. All right, and after it is done processing, I will just find out the dominant language. So there could be a text with multiple languages. I mean, we can train a custom model which can identify multiple languages from one text. But in this case, just to give you one general simple example, how you can make use of identifying the language from a text is very easy to integrate, right? Uh, so let's try to understand the use cases where you can make use of. Let's say you have one e-commerce application, and your user is let's say trying to find out one particular product, and that product is prepared in from their local bakers. So let's say it is a kind of banana chips that is being prepared in some local regions of Kerala, or maybe local regions of Tamil Nadu. So they would have a picture of that packet, and then they can scan that picture, and now as a system designer, your job is to find out the regional let's say the regional choice of that user, and based on that choice you can recommend the products related to the uh, requested item type. All right, so this is one general use case where you can make use of language identification. The second one would be, let's say you are running some sort of does anyone has any question yet, or any mic is turned on? All right, continuing. So the second use case would be, let's say you have a kind of answering machine where uh, user can talk with by providing uh, a video or uh, yeah, so video would be one general use case where you have a transcript, or audio could be also that, where you have a transcript available, and then using that transcript you can identify the language and then process that transcript as a uh, all right, is anyone having their mic turned on, guys? Can we mute for a while? Okay, so yeah, so you can process that transcript and then uh, find out the queries from that transcript and provide the related service. So this is one simple example. The UI code is very simple. It is done in Swift UI. You can have, like, I just have a simple text for input data, and then a language identifying button. That's all. Nothing fancy. Now let's see another example. Yeah, sentiment analysis. Yes, this is very easy. So let's say, for example, you have one paragraph of text, and you have to understand what user is trying to, ask, or what user is having to say through this sentence. You can run it through a sentiment analysis. Maybe I should make use of flight mode. Okay, so this is a very stupid mistake I have made. Maybe you can correct it. So what I forgot to do is adding a border around this, right? Rectangle. Would that work? Shape I should have. Okay, height is this. Button bordered shape. Maybe, okay, I'll leave it for now, so that I think I have already taken a lot of time. So what I can do here is I can pass it one simple sentence. So let's say I am feeling really good today. So the green indicates that it is a very positive sentence, and let me try with something else. The second one would be uh, I don't know how to react to this. So this is a very negative sentence, not very negative, but somehow it is negative, that I don't know what to do with this particular scenario. All right, so let's do with some very generic statement. I am happy. So this is very general positive sentence. Okay. What I am trying to do here is uh, just feeding one input string here, and then I'm pressing a button to add a type of mode. So it is just a simple struct, and the text is the input, and then the sentiment is the score that has been provided after running the text. Okay, so what I'm doing is if the score comes between let's say 0.3 to minus 0.3, then it is going to be a very general response. So I would be passing it with the green, having it green background, and for any value that is above 0.2, actually I think I should have made it as 0.3. It is going to be green, and anything that is below uh, minus 0.3 is going to be treated as very negative sentence or very negative input. So now let's try to understand how this is achieved. So uh, natural language framework has a tagger system where we can find an array of schemes. So currently I'm making use of sentiment score. I could also pass it language. So, and then there are list of items that are available, token type, etc. So for this demo, we are just interested in sentiment score. We will give it a string of text, and then what we are going to do is we are going to enumerate the tags that are coming as a response. So for doing that, I would be selecting the amount of text. So this is going to be in range, and then I would input it as a paragraph, and I would be looking for sentiment score out of it. So what I'm going to check, if the score has been granted, then I would just create a mood model, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to input the text for which the score was generated, and the score along with it. Okay, and then I will just append the mode to the list. So list is this for each thing that you would see, that you can see here. Let's try this with multiple paragraphs. So this is, let me run this once again. So this is okay, but I am I am fine, not at all good. So what I have done is I have passed it all of these three uh, paragraphs as an input, and then I'm just generalizing the entire input, and I'm getting the output out of it. So if let's say if you want, you can change the score here maybe. So how this is working is the score would be in between 1 to -1. So 1 is very positive and -1 is very negative. So let's say if you can uh, treat 50% negative and 50% positive as a very general statement. I don't know why you would do that, but just for testing purpose, you can do it here. And yeah, so you can assign, let's say, a range of colors based on the sentiment output. And yeah, all of those you can do in this part of code. Okay, I think yeah, we are done with mostly this part. I have one more interesting demo for NLP, that is text embedding. Uh, so embedding is used very heavily in NLP because it can provide you with a lot of things. So let me show you one example so that you would have a general idea how this works. So let's say if I'm where is it? Why is it crashing? Apple Photos crash. Docket. It crashed. Okay. Fine. So I don't know why Apple Photos is crashing, but I will just give you one general use case how you can make use of embeddings. So embeddings are nothing but just converting your words into a vector, uh, and then you can have multiple words, and then you can find the related or neighbors around that vector, right? So a general use case would be if you open up your Photos app, you can type some text, and it will provide you a list of photos, or as well as it will also provide you a list of other options. Like let's say, for example, if you are searching for fruit, or if you're searching for mango, so if you have photos related to it available, then it will show you. And if there are other photos that are like related to that particular input, it will also show you in the list of options to search for. Or if you are doing a Google search where you would have searched for a particular item, if Google doesn't have an answer for it, Google would suggest you rather search for this, or you might have made a mistake in typing. So it could suggest something related to your input. Okay, so I will just run this demo, and then I'll show you the options. Okay, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I will input just 3 words, and then we will try to find out how nearby those words are. When I say nearby, so I mean to say, for example, a cat and dog would be somewhat fall into same category, that is animal. And if I type book, that would be very far, because that would be uh, in some different category, maybe in general or reading, etc. Right? So let's try out. Okay, let's type cat and dog, and then I will type book. Now try to evaluate. So a cat and dog, as you can see, like the distance is very nearby, and the distance between cat and book would be further. The distance would be dog and book would also be further. It is going to be very far, right? So this value represents the distance. Like you can suggest the neighbors around the words, or how relatable this word is to some other inputted word. So yeah, this is one thing. I will show one more demo, related word, right? So let me input what? Let me input book, right? So if I try to find out anything related to book, hardcover, paperback, bestseller, all of these things will come. Let me try out with different input. Different input might be mango. So all other fruits that you see here, guava and pineapple, etc., right? Those are all falling into the same category, or those could be nearby thing to this word. Maybe I should try with cat, kitten, pet, tabby, dog. All of these things are somehow like nearby or related to this particular word. Okay, does anybody want to suggest any particular word that we would like to test? The chat is open.
Aeroplane.
Aeroplane. Okay, nice. Spelling, please. What is the spelling for aeroplane? I don't know. I'm very bad with spellings.
RO.
ERO.
AERO, plane.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all I'm going to type. Nice. So unfortunately, looks like it doesn't have any nearby word. Maybe go with something else.
Kitten.
We just saw one example for kitten. I think it was for cat, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, puppy, cat, dog. Car.
Yes.
I think we just tested car, but anyways, yeah. Truck, motorbike, motorcycle, vehicle, etc. So these are like very general use cases. You might be seeing a Google search doing a lot of suggestions when you type for searching something, right? All right. So this is
So
how.
it will try to categorize to different condition based on like proximity, right? Like if
Uh,
the car, then it will try to relate it to a truck, motorbike, and then like vehicle, this much percentage, and then choose a particular category for it.
no, actually, what it does is so I have given it input as a word, right? So the first thing is going to happen is that word is going to be vectorized, or in general you can say like embedded. So it would generate a vector. So vector is nothing but a number representation of one text. So for a paragraph, we could generate an array of vectors. So in this case, we would be having a car, truck, motorbike, and motorcycle, vehicle, hammer, all of these vectors that are very close to each other. So this is how we create a category of items. Basically, we have vectors available for those items, and then we try to find the distance between those vectors. Like the one example you saw above, we tried to find uh, the relatable distance between different words. So for example, cat and dog fall into like their vectors have very little distance than cat and book, or dog and book, right? So I'll just show you how a vector looks like. I'll just run through the code. The view is very simple, SwiftUI list setup, and then inside that we have input of arrays, etc. And then we have buttons. The view model is where things get interesting. We have functions. For the first one would be checking the distance between these two items. So we have a button here where we are passing a couple of input items, and then we can ask the distance uh, between these words. So let's see the function here. What I'm trying to do is we will first check whether we can have the embedding available for English. If it is not, then I would return with not available. Then I will input two words, and I will try to find the distance between those words. So internally it generates, it looks from the vectors itself, and then I will return the input as formatted string. So now let's do one thing. We will try to generate a vector for let's say finding this related word. So I'll just print that this vector so that you can see how this looks like.
Manish, excuse me.
Yeah.
So we'll try to wrap the content maybe like in next couple of minutes so that we could move to the next section.
Yeah, please. I'll try to finish off all of these things maybe in between 15 minutes. Does that work?
A
Or
bit
5 minutes?
quicker would be fine. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Fine. Uh, all right. So I'll just run this one demo. Maybe we would have to skip the demo for speech and speech analysis. Uh, but yeah, so I would just input car in here and I'll try to evaluate. As you can see, these are the vectors generated for word car, right? This is how it looks like. And if I input the word, which one is nearby? Truck is nearby. Let's see, I will input the word truck. And you can see the vectors available for truck. So this is the second vector. So if we try to find the distance between these two vectors, the final answer that would come in percentage would be somewhat like this, right? Or maybe you can type some other word and try to find the vector distance. So this is how in machine terms it looks like. And that is how we can find the related words, that is enumerating through the neighbors of any particular word. Okay, stopping it now. I had a couple of demos for speech. Maybe we will try to do it in some other sessions. Then we have uh, a simple, somewhat similar ML framework that is for speech recognition and for sound analysis. And it also does the similar things like identifying a particular thing from a speech. That would be, let's say if you are, I'm saying from, let's say, 1 hour or somewhat. Uh, so we can run a speech framework to create a transcript out of my presentation, and then it would be just simple text from the video. Yeah, so we have seen all of the models that we have used currently is being has been provided by Apple. So if we want to create our own model with our own data set, then we can make use of CreateML, and we can create a new document. And here is the list of type of uh, data models that we can create. And let's say I'm going with image classification. I will press next. It would be just simple image classifier. Next, I would save it here, create, and then here I can provide the training data, testing data, and validation data. After pressing the train, it will come to this particular screen where we can see the results, and then we can see the evaluations. In preview section, we can input our own data. Maybe uh, do I have 2 minutes or something? Maybe I can show one example how it looks like for animal recognizer. So this is the model I have trained for my own use case. And so this is how the training looks like. For a while it was learning, so it wasn't good, and after that the accuracy jumped to 100%. Then we ran some evaluations, and this is the result for evaluation. And inside the preview I provide my own input image, and then here I can see the output score. Now I can take this model and I can input into my own project. Where do I have that custom model? Here I have. So here I have added my own animal custom model, and I have my own custom function for animal recognizer. And then inside this, we can create a custom configuration for loading the model, and this model is going to be converted as a class like this, and then I can pass the configuration and I can load up the model, and I can just run all of the other image classification that are supported in this model. All right, so I think, yeah, we are reaching at the end of it. This is some of the useful resources that you can make use of for learning things in detail. We can also connect on LinkedIn. I have a GitHub and Instagram setup. This is where you can find me. This was like somewhat very interesting session for me, and I hope this was interesting for you guys as well. I don't think we have time for questions now, but we will see we will attend the next session to learn about Sirikit. Thank you, guys.
I think we can take a couple of questions now. So yeah, guys, feel free to unmute yourself or like throw it in the chat. So Manish, we have a question from Sachin that is like, can I use the ML models for translating languages?
Interesting. So, uh, translation is one of the core use cases where we would try to find out the actual input language, and then we will have more like a sort of a dictionary setup of model where we would have a list of words with their own language representation, and then we would try to find out a sort of mapping into other language. So I would say like it won't be like a very general use case to have a very generic model, but yes, you can create your own model, and but you would have to run it through very large data set, because translation is one of the things that requires a very large skill set. For example, you can see OpenAI's Chat GPT. If you provide it some paragraph of text, so finding out the meaning from that paragraph itself requires very large set of input data. I hope this is answered, but very in detail.
Yeah, I think Tejas has a question. How many max images are ideal for to train the model, which gives spaced accuracy as per your knowledge?
So in general, you can start with 10 images, 10, 15 images, just see how this works, right? So let's say you have a very general uh, uh, animal identifier. You can start with 10 images for 2 to 3 animals, and then test it in Create ML. If it works fine, you can add more and more images as much you want. Generally, it is recommended to have at least 30 to 50 images just to make the model a little bit solid. And also, I would recommend to have different kind of images with low light, images with different poses of the animals, and images with some roughness into them, right? The variety of data that you would provide to the model, the better it would be for training. Also, you need to make sure to have a good set of testing data, which may not be added into the training data. So just to make sure that your model is predicting the correct answer.
Thanks, Manish. Probably I'll just ask one last question to sort of what do you say, to gaze a bit around the scalability and the problem issues that we have had traditionally with ML. One of those problems are on-device training. So, for example, if you have a model that is downloaded from your cloud and you have it in your app, like stored in the sandbox, then if you want to train it, then it's been like a problem. What do you say, from the beginning? So, like, do you have have you explored any such on-device training capability for iOS application? And also, if you could gaze a bit around the model deployment and size.
Okay, yeah, this is one of the very interesting thing. I still remember I was in like Swift gathering in Bangalore. So there were a couple of evangelists that were uh, who came from Apple, and they were presenting the core ML thing. So it has been the challenge from the very beginning. Now it is supported, but the recommended way that I would suggest would be to uh, still be dependent on your server side training, because you can process ton and ton of data on the server. You cannot expect a small device to behave like a server, obviously. But in general, machine learning, how it works is, it over the time it learns, and it goes through multiple iterations to predict certain things, right? But the recommended way would be to have as much as large data set as you want, train it on the server, create a model out of it, and then uh, download it on your application and run it through. If you have a very large data set, this is how it is recommended. Otherwise, you can do a medium size training on your Mac desktop. That is just going to work fine. If you have, let's say, one camera app or certain filters that you would want to create through ML training, etc., for a recommendation basis, then those things you can do on device. It won't take like much of your space. Okay, I hope everything is answered. Or do we have any other question?
Yeah, I think we are done with the questions, Manish. Thank you so much for such an informative session. So moving further, there's a request coming in to all of you. So if not a group photo, then why not a group screenshot? So we would like to request you all to be ready for a group screenshot at the end of the event. Yeah, thank you. Having said this, let's move ahead. So here we're going to take a break where we have actually kind of planned for breakout rooms where we would like to socialize and share things with all of us. So I would request Nayan to take over.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kirti Priya. So it's more like our socialing event kind of, you can say, like we generally have a tea break and then we have some kind of chat. So what we want to do, I see that we have around 27 people, so we'll put some 7 to 8 breakout rooms, and we can just chat for some 10 minutes and we'll come back for the next talk. Okay, so Kirti Priya, can you move to the next slide? So here are some couple of questions. I mean, anyway, we all are smart people, so we can ask a different type of question. But just to start off, or just it's kind of icebreaker questions. Those things you can share. So let me move everyone to the breakout room. Give me a minute.
Yes, I guess everybody is back. Let's wait for 1 more minute for everyone to jump back to the main session.
So I guess we are teleported to main screen. Abhishek's starship has teleported us here, I guess.
Yeah, looks like.
Nice background, Abhishek. Where are you?
I'm traveling somewhere. I
Good.
really don't know where.
Going to moon. Good.
Yeah, so maybe we can continue. I guess everybody has had a good interactive breakout room session. So let me share my screen. Yeah, moving forward, so I would like to give a small intro for the next talk speaker. So that is Sujata Shah. So we're going to have a session on Siri shortcuts. So she is a senior application developer at Sadin Technologies Private Limited. Yeah, all yours, Sujata. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Kirti. So, hello all. This is Sujata Shyam here. A little introduction about myself. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, yeah, I work as a senior iOS developer at Sedin Technologies, Bengaluru. I'm part of this team for the past 3 years and more. I have around 5 years of experience in iOS development, mainly with Swift. And apart from that, used to work in .NET Technologies earlier. I started my career in .NET Technologies, but I took a break due to various reasons. And then getting back into the industry, I learned Swift, released couple of my apps on the App Store, joined a boot camp, and then again entered the industry. So yeah, that's my story here. And I'll start with my presentation. So here I won't be sharing my video right now, turning on my video, because might be internet connectivity issues. Yeah, so kindly bear with me. Just bear with me. I think I might have to rejoin the session. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. So meanwhile, Sujata joins the call. We have a few announcements to be done. So I would request Nayan to please make the announcements. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Priya. So, these are our regular announcements. Like, we are always looking for a volunteer. Also, we are always looking for, venue sponsor. So you can see that, this November event, actually, we didn't get any venue sponsor. That is why we are doing it online. I mean, that is also one of the reason. I mean, apart from the what reason Priya mentioned earlier. And also, we would like to contribute to the Swift open source. So definitely, if any of you are interested, please, reach out to us. We can, probably work together and contribute to the Swift. Kriti, next slide. Okay, so these are like, basic activity what, all of us do, including Abhishek, me, Priya, and Amit, when any events are there. So if you want to join as a volunteer, probably you can take up any of this task. Currently, they're actively looking out for, someone who can write a blog on behalf of Swift Bengaluru. So if someone is, interested, I mean, we generally don't look for the, like, if you should have the expertise or not, but if you are willing to do it, you will gain the expertise. That is our motto. Can you move to the next slide, Divya? Yeah, so as I mentioned, venue sponsor. So if probably if any one of you would like to just pitch in and interested that we can do the Swift Bangalore event at your office, please reach out to us. Next. As I mentioned about contributing to the Swift open source. So I mean we can probably work on some of the PR and then submit the bug fixes. Next. Okay, so here we have like our key contributor. I mean many people also supported us in past. G. Abhishek joined us recently, so he's also actively contributing. So for this event, I think from starting from collecting the speaker detail and all the things organizing, and even posting on our LinkedIn page. So Abhishek is actively doing it. Next. Yeah, and we are planning to have our upcoming meetup. I mean, these are the in-person meetup, physical event. One is at a Get My Parking, and another one is at Atlassian. So they are planned respectively in during December and January next year. I think yeah. So this is a our recent post which is designed by G. Abhishek, and these are the coordinates like where the event is going to happen. I know, I mean, many of you are outside of the Bangalore, but if you are planning to visit Bangalore, you are most welcome to attend our event on the 9th December, 10 a.m. Yes, I think that's it. We have
Yeah.
Thanks, Kirti Priya.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nayan. So yeah, sorry, Sujata, for interrupting. We thought making use of the 2 minutes. Yeah, you can carry it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll start sharing my screen now. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So
Yes.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, so today I'm not going to take much of your time because it's introduction to Siri shortcuts. I have learned this concept recently, so I will try to discuss about whatever insight I have got so far. Well, at the end, I invite you people to give in your points which I might have missed or which you might like to share. So yeah, what are Siri shortcuts? So what are shortcuts actually? So basically they let you expose the capabilities of your apps to Siri. It is a quick way to get one or more tasks done with the apps. So what are these tasks which we usually do manually and repeatedly? And it can be action, that is, I can get the actions done in a sequential order. So now shortcuts are activated manually. That is, I have to tap on a button or open a particular app. That is, I can use my app, the shortcut widgets, the share sheet, Siri, okay? Or they can be automated. That is, some particular event can be a trigger to invoke a shortcut. What can that trigger be? The time of a day, maybe morning 4, morning 6, leaving a set location or opening an app. And what are these shortcuts? Though it has seamless integration between different devices like your iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, HomePod, Mac via iCloud. Okay. Now, repeatedly, we use the word Siri shortcuts. So I had a confusion. Is that shortcuts can be run only through Siri? So it's not true. I mean, Siri is a way of running your shortcuts. It is particularly helpful when you want some task to be done hands-free. Okay, like driving a car, so just a command is enough to run a set of shortcuts. But it is not always a compulsion to use Siri. Okay, I can just create a shortcut not assigned to Siri, and still I can execute it with a tap of a button or any event. Okay, so now we will come to evaluation of Siri shortcuts. So initially, it was a project as workflow as University of Michigan's. Okay, and in 2015, it received an Apple Design Award for its integration with iOS accessibility features such as voiceover. In 2017, Apple acquired workflow, and in 2018, in WWDC, the shortcuts was introduced. Workflow was introduced as shortcuts now, which runs along with Siri, and the version was iOS 12. In 2019, shortcuts became the default Apple apps in iOS 13 onwards, and in 2021, desktop version was announced. 2022, ability to integrate with Siri voice assistant. So I was checking what is the improvement in 2023 WWDC. So much of the Siri or Siri shortcuts is not announced. Only thing was I read in an article was instead of Hey Siri, just Siri is enough to invoke, and we can give continuous set of commands. Like we don't have to say Hey Siri every now and then. We can give back to back the commands and it will execute. So that was which was announced in WWDC 2023 for iOS 17. Okay, so what makes a great shortcut? So shortcut, I am not sure if you have seen. So I will just try to show this. This is the shortcuts app in my Mac here. Yeah. So you will see the same gallery, okay, which are already available, given to us by the Mac, which can, you don't have to design them, you can directly use them. You will be able to find the same in your iPad and in your iPhone as well. Okay, so I'll just come here again. So what makes a great shortcut? That is, I am, if you can see here, I have the shortcut here, which turns, when I'm executing it, adds shortcut. I just have to tell this because it is, combined with Siri. So this is the statement here too. Say Siri turn text into audio, and then it takes the text and turns into audio. Okay, this is one of the example here. Like that, we have a lot of apps here. We have for, organize, essential, photography, and morning routine. Okay, so I have made, this is something which is available for us. And there are few these things which we can create also. So now this shortcuts is a tool which can be used by a person who has absolutely no understanding of programming or absolutely has no IT skills to, just run or make a bare minimum shortcut with minimal set of commands, to a person who is capable of running in-depth, commands, a real complicated one, which needs some real input details with if-else logic and all. I mean, like a programmer making it. So it is for a learner person to an experienced person. Shortcuts can be, the shortcut apps can be helpful to them. Now coming to, now this content I have extracted from the WWDC material, and there are some very good from Apple's sites itself, and there are some very good blogs which explain it in detail. So coming to a part, what makes a great shortcut? So why do we need a shortcut? Okay, so it is not that, okay, fine, just for simple task, I just go ahead and make a shortcut. So every shortcut should accelerate the user to perform a key function of your app. So if it is not helping your user in, accelerating the performance, making a task faster, it is of no use, right? And be of persistent interest to the user. It should be of a continuous interest to a user. If it is not helping him, if it is cumbersome, if it is making his task more complicated, it's of no use, and be executable at any time. It's like be the location where you are or the part of the day. There should not be any clauses where it hampers the performance. So this makes a great shortcut. So I will give here we are just I will show you like my personal this thing. I needed one shortcut, that is whenever I'm turning the Bluetooth on in my device, that is my iPhone, it is getting connected to multiple Bluetooth devices. Okay. It could be my husband's AirPod or something. So I made it a point that I made an automation for the shortcut that when it is turned on, it will connect only to couple of Bluetooth devices around in the home. That is by default. It won't just go and connect to other devices. So that is quite helpful to me, because every time it used to get connected to a lot of other devices and I had to disconnect. So that is kind of a thing. It helps me out. There is one more, okay, coming, I will give an example later. So now what is a shortcut made up of? So I will be giving a small demo for these things as well, and we will not get into much of the programming basics. Yeah, we will cover the essentials. We will come later to that part. So coming to action, what's an action? So this is the building block of a shortcut. Is a single step at a time. So here I am messaging a GIF. So if you can see, this is an inbuilt shortcut provided by iOS, I guess. So it is taking the first 5 photos available and it makes a GIF and with the latest photos taking. And the third step here is it sends the GIF to recipients using iMessaging. Okay. So each shortcut is made up of one or more actions, and you can mix and match actions to create shortcuts, interact with apps, content network, etc. Okay, now this is like manual. Some actions shortcuts are manual or some are automated. So it is a type of shortcut that that's activated by an event rather than manually. What kind of automation? So this is we are using for device, but then we can use it for HomeKit as well. You can use shortcut app to set up a personal or home automation and then have it automated when the condition satisfied. So when they are using the home automation, it could be like home automation or a person is stepping. There was one example which my colleague had given recently, that he got the app automation done, shortcut automation done, so that he has to manually, the Bluetooth is connected automatically as soon as he gets into the car. But the music app is not connected. So he just made an automation as soon as the Bluetooth is connected between his device and the car. The music app starts playing the music. To coming to home automation, it will be like as soon as you reach within your home's location, maybe you can draw the curtains, or you can keep a time automation where the curtains are drawn or open with the time where the time is to trigger. Okay, now we can make a demo. So I am showing it on a Mac itself. So I will come here in the shortcuts app and I'm trying to create one. So here, if you can see, I can go for scripting. Okay, and so first I will go for quit the app. So I'm going for quit app. Yeah. So here is the app where I can choose which app I want. So suppose I have kept the books app open. Yeah. So I go and select here. So if you can see, there is a drop down for which apps you want to close, or I can make all also here. So, but I don't want to do that right now. So I will just keep books. Okay. And I'm executing here. And if you can see, that is closed here. Okay. Or I can have I can ask Siri also here with this command, that quit app, and it will quit that particular app. Now I have one more here which was made by me. So what I want to do is base 64 encoding. So if you can see here, each one is a step here, an action which I just mentioned. So I ask for, so I will just remove encode and show. I will try this. Okay. So I will ask. So it's ask for input. Okay. And then I want to do a base 64 encoding. Okay. And then I want to show an alert of that encoding. Okay. So here I can, if you can see here, it is asking for a text. The text is taken and encoded in base 64, and I can do here. Yeah. So when I'm running this, it is asking, so I'm giving, and it is giving me the base 64 encoded text. Okay, so this is how I created it. So now, when I'm talking about creating shortcuts, there are two ways which are being provided to us. One is NS user activity and custom intents. So custom intents use the intent protocol and intent UI protocol. But the thing is, it can be sometimes very complicated to use because we have to create the intent file and understand a lot of functionality. If we plan to get the shortcuts done in an already big project, it might be a bit difficult embedding the code into it and so the easiest way to do it will be to use NS user activity. I guess most of you might have experience of NS user activity. NS user activity, as the name suggests, is where a lightweight way of storing the user's activity at that point, the state of the app at that time for that particular user. That is a bare minimum way of telling it. So when do I use NS user activity? When I have to open my app, that is, my app needs to be opened with that shortcut. It is not that I can just pass that point. So when I need to use my app, I need to use the NS user activity. And it represents showing items that you index in Spotlight or offer for a handoff. So using NS user activity, some particular items which are used in Spotlight or handoff or search, they can be used as a shortcut. Now, when do I use custom intents? When I have to run inline without launching your app. Like I'm running the shortcut where I don't have to launch my app. So I can use custom intents. Include custom voice response or custom UI. So in NS user activity, the phrase is, the Siri invocation phrase is pretty much which I have mentioned, fixed in my code. But if I want to give a provision to my user that he can have a custom phrase or custom voice response or custom UI. Okay, so we can have custom intents at that time. Include granular predictions, where the predictions we are using for the app are at a much granular level. So in detail, I mean, at that time we can use custom intents. Custom intents I won't be using for the demo because there are quite a few steps. It's a topic in itself. Okay, it will need quite in-depth analysis and time for us. So I won't be covering it. I'll be going with NS user activity for creating the shortcuts. So for this part, I'm not giving a live demo because of the connectivity issues, but this is all tested on my own device. So I have got here. So the first step here is to define the shortcut by declaring a type in NS user activity types in your info.plist. So in your info.plist, you have to add this part, an item. You have to use the bundle identifier. Usually it is the bundle identifier plus you can add this title to it. So I have add my bundle identifier is com.em360.storekeeper.test and I'm adding that physical count open. There is a module called physical count and I want to work on it. The next part will be donating the shortcut. So this is like we create a excuse me, that particular activity type which I had declared as in the info.plist. I'm using it okay here. So I declare a user activity, NS user activity with activity type mentioned in my info.plist. I am is eligible for search and is eligible for prediction. We have to mention as true if you want to use Siri. Why? Because Siri, once this shortcut has been used from the app, Siri might use it to suggest to the user. So that's the reason this point has to be true. Then I have a title here, open physical count. That is the name of my shortcut, and user info, which we have put key value, but this is for user. This could be like an identifier. I mean, we can take the identifier of the user and feed in here. And suggested invocation phrase, that is the Siri invocation, what the user has to speak to run this shortcut. Okay. And then I'm this particular user activity for this app, which is currently running. We are associating this with that. And we are using that become current, that this activity will be the current activity for this particular shortcut. Apart from that, there are other, what do you call, identifier. We have something called as a persistent identifier for the activity, which I have not mentioned here, but it is required in case we want to delete a shortcut. And there are some attributes like a custom attributes. If you want to show as a particular image, a particular icon, when that particular shortcut is enabled using, but then for that we need to use intent UI. So lot can be done, but this is a basic example which is available on the Apple site. Okay, and this is the last one. If you don't plan to handle the shortcut immediately and plan to handle it later, we have this code as a restoration handler in our app delegate. I am using the activity type here, the same which I had used previously. And when this returns, I want to deep link, like suppose in my module, I want to go and apply filters to my particular records and show that part here. Okay, so that will be taken care here. So if you see this, I have an app called Storekeeper, and this is a physical count module, and I have a filter which shows me the items which need to be reconciled. Okay, this is my app. Now I have designed one shortcut. Okay, so I am going through the shortcut app here, which will be showing me the filtered items. So if you can see here, here is the open physical count. I hope you were able to see. Just a minute. Here, open physical count, as the name had mentioned earlier in the title, that is there. And when I tap on it, it will open that particular module with the filters applied. I can, I can apply the same to Siri. So here I have done type to Siri because in the recording, the voice was not to be audible. So I had to, we can also, I just enabled the type to Siri feature in my iPad and did the recording. So if you can see here, Siri is enabled, type to Siri, and I am running the invocation phase, run physical count. The same will happen if I speak that too. And here, the physical count module with the applied filter is on. Okay. So one more thing is when we want this particular interaction to happen in our app, we need to, in the developer part in our settings, we have to get this this thing enabled on. That will display recent shortcuts and display donations on lock screen. Okay, so for Siri, it helps with the Siri suggestions. Now we have quite few samples to explore. If so one thing which caught my eye was this thing while testing. I got this. So here, these people donate their shortcuts they create, and they donate their shortcuts. You can see the number of downloads it has got, and you can download from them. Okay, in your it has got a good review. I don't know how safe it is, but it has pretty good features available. So these are some ready-made shortcuts here. Okay. And what else is there? Some resources I'm sharing, which can help you, like developer and YouTube, which can help you further get in-depth knowledge about the Shiri shortcuts. Okay. And yeah, coming to the doubts, if anybody has any doubts, they can go ahead. Shit.
Hello. Yeah. Hey, Sujata. Sujata, I have a question actually. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So since you just spoke about the security aspect, I had a concern on this as well. So, like, what do you think, like, the security concerns are there with series shortcuts when are being like used to its scale? Like, how can basically developers ensure that the user data remains secure while interacting with series shortcuts? So, is there anything, any specific strategy that?
Yeah, there is one privacy aspect to it, Abhishek. Right, Abhishek, you're asking. So yeah, there is a privacy aspect to it. Unfortunately, I was not able to go in depth in it. But when we go to the WWDC video or the Apple this thing, they have a very strict privacy policy along with it. I won't be able to elaborate further on it, but maybe the developers can work on it. Yeah.
And one more thing, like for example, what do you say, like mostly using series shortcuts is all about user adoption and education, right?
Hmm.
So like, did you kind of explore any sort of ways that you could enhance this user adoption and education? Like people follow having these onboarding screens within the app or something like that sort of. But like, is there any other strategy that you probably would have found helpful while your journey of this?
Shortcuts in the particular app I was working, my office app, or in general, Abhishek?
In the app that you're working on.
In app, actually, I have worked on other apps as well. So there are certain features, like we have something called as a technician app where we have to see the work orders assigned. Okay. So, but that particular person has to open the app, go search. Okay. And some of the times these technicians are working on the field, so their hands are engaged. It might be difficult for them to get engaged, use the app or push a button or this thing. So at that time, we have made shortcuts like that. With the invocation phrase, show me the latest work orders. It might be that the technician has been assigned a latest work order, which is not aware. He has to understand how much work he has got for that day. So yeah, that is one part where it has been, helping the people.
Thanks, Sujata.
Yeah, anybody else?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Oh, yes, Manish, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I have a question. Let's say, for example, I have one application somewhat similar to e-commerce applications, let's say Flipkart or uh, Amazon or etc. Right? So we can create obviously any type of shortcut, and then we can pass that data to the application and then apply the filters. But what would be your suggestions on let's say sharing the data with the user? For example, let's say I have a specific product, and for which for this category I can create a shortcut. So
Mhm.
do you think it would be a good idea to share the real-time sort of pricing status or any other details uh, while navigating to the shortcuts or for creating the shortcuts?
See, Manish, actually, if we see, we can create a shortcut as a end user on an app only if the app has given me the permission for it. Okay. So I think for e-commerce app, they can always put a strict restriction on sensitive data. But if you see, there is this Dow Jones shortcut, where a shortcut which can give you the pricing, which is helping the user in a harmless, helping the user, and it is totally harmless. So that kind of shortcut has been exposed by Dow Jones. So that depends on the app creator. It's on their discretion to share. I mean, to consider what kind of data can be shared through shortcuts and what cannot be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else? I guess we are good here.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. Thank you everybody for your patience.
Sujata, just one thing. Which app you mentioned? Can you repeat the name?
Dow Jones. When I was looking for ready-made shortcuts, there is one, I don't know in my iPhone or where I checked, but there is one with Dow Jones pricing structure or something.
Okay, DOUJONES.
Dow Jones, yeah, it is like a stock market. Huh?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sujata, for such an interesting session on Siri shortcuts.
Welcome. And thanks for giving me an opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have already gone through, Nayan helped us go through the announcements. Yes. So as Nayan mentioned, we have the next two events lined up already. The one in December is in Get My Parking, and the one in January is in Atlassian. So kindly do check up our updates. So yeah, we are planning to wind up this particular event with a group screenshot. I would request everyone to switch on your cameras. So after the group screenshot, so we thought we had very little time for breakout rooms. Anybody who's interested can please stay back and join the breakout rooms, maybe where you can actually get to socialize more. Yeah, I would request everyone to switch on your cameras.
So I'm not able to see the entire grid. This thing. Are you able to get?
Yes, Abhishek, probably just change the view. So in the right hand side corner, there is a gallery view. Probably that will help.
Oh yes, yes. Cool. I got it. Thanks. So we will click a photo in like next what I can count to 3. Oh, like yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Say cheese, everyone. Thank you so much, guys. It was a wonderful photo. But yeah, cool. Yeah, to you, Nan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Abhishek. So I think, yeah, you're saying something, Kirtipriya? Go ahead.
No. Please go ahead, Nayan. Yeah.
Yes, I'll just create a breakout room and trying to keep it, more people in a room. Let's see. And whoever wants to drop off, after the breakout room, you can drop off. I mean, basically, it's like, our end of the event. You can just socialize and then drop off.
still we have to import a few UI kit components just by using UI representable. So, how was your? Yeah, so about Swift UI experience, it's good. I mean, the navigation part and like some of the components are having challenges. So what we do is we created an UI kit and wrap it up on with the Swift UI, so it can be used easily with our app. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, still they are releasing so many features. Like, so recently, about there was an issue related to auto scrolling of the images. You have seen it like in Swiggy or anywhere. So there are images which automatically changes. So that is not that you can't done that you can't do right. So they just released in iOS 17 that thing. So these are the things. So right now, what we did was we created the same thing in collection view and wrapped the whole thing in Swift UI and then presented it. These kind of things, these kind of challenges are there. But as going in future, I think uh, it is nice to use Swift UI, but again, like there are challenges. So don't report every year the either they are changing or they are deprecating the existing things. And I think that this year they added that navigation stack something. Yeah, but things are still in progress, or if you want to support, you have to support it from like a very latest version. So that is very complicated. So like you can't tell your users to upgrade till latest version. That is your challenge. Hi Nain, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I think we met before pandemic. I think
Yes, Banu. Yes, I remember.
after meetup.
Yes. So how was the today's? I mean, first time we tried, this online format. So please share your feedback. Feel free to comment whatever you feel. We always look forward, for our improvement, like how we can improve it more.
Yeah, it was good, but it is not. I mean, as feel as an in-person meetup.
Yes, that is definitely. Yeah, I understand. Yes.
Yeah. So virtual meeting, I got the opportunity because Bangalore is very far from my home.
Correct.
Another best for some of like us.
Even to be honest with you, when we announced this online event, we got almost 10 entries for the speaker. That the first time we have got huge number of entries, and that too because it was all over India, and some people from US also applied for it. So, but when we do it in person in Bangalore, right, it's very limited. We get hardly 5 to 6 entry only. So I mean, both format has their own advantage, disadvantage.
That's so correct. I think this one was good. I mean, like seeing the interactive breakout rooms. Usually, what happens in the meetup is like if you got connected with someone, like you just talk with them. But right now in breakout room, it's like a challenge. You have to talk with people. So I mean, like whoever is in your breakout room.
I understand. Yeah.
Good, fine.
And I believe there has to be option where people can join on their own. Like just see how it works. It will help like you go to one room to talk to people, go to another room, and so.
I think last one in Gojek, I saw that some speaker was presenting it online. So maybe we can try to use that or like some broadcast it on somewhere.
Correct.
Same thing like Zoom meeting or something.
Yes. Can do that. So Sachin, I believe you are from Markari, right? If not around.
Yeah. So actually, I was discussing this with Abhishek about the upcoming event. So I thought like Archita was speaking to you. So I didn't. I mean, like I was not initiating because he said like you guys both know each other well.
Correct.
So yeah, we have a plan on January 6th actually for this meetup. So I saw like you changed it to Atlassian. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. So actually, initially we decided to do it, in November. But you people had a lot of, internal events and hiring and something. So that's where, we moved it to December. But December already is Get My Parking Day committed. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now for January, the Atlassian they also committed. So see, once they confirm the date, right? I mean, from the company side, if we get any official email that okay, we will do it on so and so date, then we generally don't push for anything. So what I was looking from Archita is you can share the official email with the date, then it will help. Otherwise, no, it becomes very vague.
Agree. So you can okay. So what will happen now? Like, can it happen on January 6th or it will be pushed to February?
I mean, I suggest we should do it in February because if we do it too late in January, it will not help.
Yeah, because you already have the confirmation from Atlassian, right?
Correct.
Okay, got it. So yeah, I think then I'll convey the same to my team. Like, it will be close to February now.
So I'll talk to Archita and say, let's send the official email. And also request for officially, like, we are looking for a new sponsor and then probably things will go in place.
I think yeah, that will be very helpful. Yeah, you can tag me about. I'll share my ID.
Okay.
Yes. You.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, you can mention my email ID also, like with the same.
So it's S hyphen, right? Okay. Yeah, sorry, other people, man. I mean, we are just planning our next event.
Yeah, like we are on December, November. I mean, like Diwali is there, so that's why like the whole big number was kind of messed up. So December again, like we have some hackathon and something internal events. So that's why we decided to make it in January. But yeah, I agree. It should be conveyed like official emails like that. So, yeah.
I mean, it will basically help us, right? I mean, otherwise things become vague. For example, November thing, didn't work out. So
Yeah, or else this event would have been happened on.
I mean, I don't want to comment anything, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, we didn't knew like so in our office also, no, people are still coming back from the vacations. Like, so that's why like we wanted to be like all iOS at least all should be there.
No, it makes sense. Even all this right Atlassian and Get My Parking, I was behind them from last 2 to 3 months. Okay, so and some company, if you see right for Gojek or the big company, they have a long process to approve all those things.
Yeah, actually it is.
Cool, nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mihir, I believe you are from where? I mean, Bombay or where are you based out? Or you see?
I am from Gujarat in Kutch.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So how is the? I mean, you are doing freelancing or how it is?
I'm a Flutter developer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I have also 3 years of experience, and now I just switching to the iOS native development.
Oh, good.
So that's why I'm just being a part of all these meetups and all the community meetings.
Good. Thanks for joining us. We are planning to come up with some basic courses also, but let's see. I mean, it's all about volunteer, right? I mean, more volunteer we get, more things we can do.
Yeah. So I'm currently just thinking those ways to iOS native development, and would like to know more about it.
Okay. Cool. Nice. Good. So Banu, you are with the same company or you changed the job after that? I mean, because post-COVID, many things has changed. So
I am with the same company.
Okay, good.
So currently I'm from home only.
Okay. Nice. Good. Then I think anything else? I mean, it's we are already like at 4:30. So you people just please share your feedback. Be honest. I mean, we are open for it, and hopefully we'll also, as I spoke to Sachin, right? We'll do our February event in at Mercari. I think it's a really nice company. If you've seen their website, right? Their product, how they sell it, and all those things. And recently they have opened the office, right, Sachin? I mean, 3 months, 4 months. Okay, okay, good. So where exactly is the office?
Sorry, office is in Sardapur Road, next to Sardapur Signal, nearby.
Oh, okay.
Nearby get my park. Not like that nearby, but yeah.
Okay, same area basically.
Yeah.
Good. I think Sujata also joined this group, this room. Hey Sujata, nice talk. So I think I will reach out to you and Manish for the keynote and all the GitHub files, probably which you can put it on or repo so that people can download it if they need it.
Yeah, sure. How do I share it with you?
You can I think reply to the same email what Abhishek has shared, right? We go about your that prompt acceptance. Same thing you can reply.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay, so I think we have Kirti Priya and Abhishek is also here. So looks like people once you drop off or you can there is an option to join the room, right? Other than good. Because first time I'm trying out this breakout room, so I don't know how it really works.
I have to teleport a few of the folks actually. Yeah, always please go ahead. Yeah. Thank you, Abhishek, for teleporting. Everyone actually dropping off and then rejoining. And then I thought like that he's trying to rejoin to another room, but again he sounded like the same room. Yeah. Earlier also I wanted to talk to Nayan, so I was unable to join different rooms. So if you guys have some personal private one-to-one talk, then maybe like you can. No, for everyone.
Yeah, so basically wants to talk to the Swift Bangalore team. Yeah, yes, Uday, please.
So mostly I want to talk to the organizer. Like
Yeah.
I have a request to do.
Yeah, please.
So like last year also when we met in IDOS,
Correct.
so you were mentioning about contribution to open source.
Yes, yes.
So someone like me, so like who have no experience in open source, but we are like curious to contribute to open source. We want to, but like we have no experience. So can you and like Swift Melody team organize a meetup or session just to guide us how we can contribute to other?
Yeah, definitely. That is in a plan, and I mean, I'm at the fault where I'm not taking up it, seriously. Though I'm doing, saying it from last couple of months, but I need to take it up. So the process is something like this, as long as you know C, C++, you are good. Then, we need to pick any PR from the swift.org PR list, and probably we'll take up something small. We fix it. Once we fix it, we need to submit it, and then it will go for the review. So I'm just giving you a brief idea about the process, but I will come up with a talk where we'll provide you step by step process how to build Swift source code locally, and then go about it. So everything I think we will do it. Yeah. Thanks Uday for bringing it up. Yeah, I mean even we want to do it, but as I mentioned, right? I mean I need to take that initiative and make it to. So it's like idea. I mean people will have many idea, but execution is the key. So that is where we are stuck. I'm stuck as of now, but we will do it. Good. So I think I see like Abhishek has some other things to attain. Fine, then probably we can also wrap it up. It's a Saturday evening, and probably we'll have some plan with our family. I mean, so anything else you people would like to share? Any comment, any feedback? Please feel free to share.
I'm Nilay here. From Gujarat, Vadodara, having 4 years of experience around, and it's the first time I'm seeing this kind of community where all iOS developer can join and together. Because belong to Gujarat, so in our region, such where I have been to have not seen this kind of group or any community game. So it's a great initiative. And is there anything I would like to contribute or it's a big part as a volunteer. I would like to do that thing, and it's great to for today's session and this kind of things.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Neil. So basically, first time we did this online event with the, consideration that, people can join from a different cities, right? For example, if you see, right, our host, Kirti Priya, she is based out of Goa, and from there she is, managing it. So probably, why don't you can also join our, volunteering team? And we are planning to do this, regularly, online once in a month or once in a 1 or 2 a month. At that time, you can also contribute from the Baroda.
And then, meanwhile, I'm not sure how many guys are there. It's 10, 11 are there. We are not connected on a LinkedIn. So somehow a place where we can, drop our contacts so that we can be in contact. Means I am not connected with you or Kirti Priya or so that somehow, we can further start communication.
Correct. Correct. So, if you go to our meetup page, right, when you go down, below each event, we mention our mobile number. So you can use the same number and, you can just WhatsApp me, or Abhishek number is also there. Amit number is also there. And then from there, we can probably add you in one of our volunteer group.
Sure.
Good. And also we are coming up with a Discord server. So I think yesterday only I have announced. So slowly we'll start. So it's something like, Slack. So I wanted to go with the Slack, but it is a costly. I mean, you have to pay up. So that's where we started with the Discord.
If guys can switch to the Skype, it's open source and very good. Skype.
Correct. So Skype, they have the community platform, or how it is? Okay.
Regular basis, you are use it as a communication. Suppose you want to create a group chat, share anything like that, or even you can share zip folders and also it will be beneficial.
Cool. I think we will explore. We'll see how it is useful. Thanks. Yeah, it is pretty good. Thanks, Neil.
Yeah.
Nice. I think good. So just let me put my message number here so that you can message.
I have one more question.
Yeah, please, Uday.
So I saw there is another meetup coming up at Atlassian, right?
Yes, but we have not announced yet. Yeah, but it is in plan. Yes.
Is it finalized and dates are out?
Dates. I mean, company has confirmed it, but we have not announced it.
Okay, so I told you, so I wanted to be a speaker along at the Swift Bengaluru.
Correct.
So but at 9th, I have to join another meetup as a speaker. So I won't be able to join.
Correct. So if you have some good topic, right, will you please share it with our team, and definitely we will consider it.
Yeah, this time like the topic is AI in healthcare. So it's related to my company and my field of work.
So it's so you will be doing a demo for app, or how it is? Or
Yeah, I will demonstrate them 2 of my apps, like case studies, like not the code and other things because it's company and proprietary.
Okay.
But I will just give an overview of how we use AI to save patients.
Fine. I think we can plan, or we just share first draft of it, and we can talk that internally and see.
Yeah, but okay, but for 9th I won't be available. For at least one I will.
Yeah, definitely, not a problem.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Uday. Yeah, I have shared my number, so probably you can ping me on WhatsApp. Okay, so I think that's it, everyone. Let's close all the room and we can come to the main thing probably, and then we can call off the event.
Recording in progress.
Okay, good. So I think that's it. Thanks a lot, everyone. Okay, so hoping to see you for the next physical event, or if we plan some online, definitely request all of you to join, and please share your feedback. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye. Good evening.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.
Thanks, Sujata. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you all.